even the remnant. But what happened was also what happened was the people say, oh, the children will get out of this. So you'll pass the shit off in the children. So I was up in Harrisburg, and I'm telling the people the science, and they're already done transferred the shit from their fucking ass, which the science is being applied to you, to some mythical figure called a child, who conscious people based on we got books and shit like we are now. This is the average black citizen out in California was conscious. There was all talk about it, all of them talking shit about the government, the women, and the damn men. The sisters was in the beauty parlor talking shit about the white man, and all of them out in California was conscious. Now, how the hell can you be conscious in 1973 and all the parents be conscious, and then in 1983 they got and I think also too that it has a lot to do with the society that we in because and I have access to information that when you get the information, it's for the other thing is also we gotta realize that they have been cloning people since 1945 with Hitler. That's what your whole master race was about, based on Joseph Mengele, who was the main doctor. And they have been cloning people since 1945. Also, you must understand this too, that not only were they cloning people, that they were they had also done a lot more research on it up until the point that they are now that they can clone a person within a matter of hours. Get your movie Judge Dredd, or even when you get the movie Fifth Element, you saw them make this person. We could literally see the cloning process before our eyes. So in actuality, in all of them taking all these people out of the actual, taking these people from the actual projects and all these other people, they have to replace them also. So they are duplicates to be these clones. We must try to realize that because we're living in that type of time. They've been cloning since, we know they've been cloning blacks since 1975. And a lot of young blacks that you see that do stuff sometimes is unbelievable, those are mostly clones. So Clarence Thomas would be a clone. This guy, Ward Connolly, which was the guy, was the first guy that they had to fight for the, to get rid of the affirmative action. Those are clones.
Well, how does a clone work?
A clone is identical to the original host.
Yeah, but how do they develop? I mean, you said you can clone in an hour, the person is fully grown. I thought they take a cell and laboratorily somehow, bring that cell into being, but it has to go through the regular...
It did in 1945. It did in 1945. See, that's the deal about new research. If I develop something and tell you 50 years later, the research that I'm doing now is the rapid treatment of it. What's that, sister?
Do they know they're a clone?
Clones does not suspect that it's a clone. It has complete memory. You can see that on the movie Johnny 2.0. But they can replace their losses on a day because that's how advanced the technology is. See, the thing about it is this. You see, whenever we so-called supposed to live in a city, in a society, by the people, of the people, and for the people, and then we will allow the government to have top secret government projects, and that means in actuality that's not a people, by the people, for the people, and of the people. Because if we live in a society by the people, for the people, and of the people, you should have all the information on what the government is doing since you're supposed to be government. So that's falsehood anyway.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But the mere fact, if this was by the people, for the people, of the people, there would be no such thing as a top secret from the citizen. So for the mere fact that you allowed that, and we allow that because we all are part of a mind-controlled slavery system, then these people can have access to information that when you get the information, it's 40, 50 years old, and this is 40, 50 years prior to that. So the production of it, when they told you we can make it and it takes years to grow that cell, or it takes months to grow that cell, they're giving you the 1945 data. You see? So this is why we can't fathom a certain amount of technology, is because these people are somewhere in the year 2020-something, and they're telling you that we're in the 1940s. Whereas in the 1940s, most things that they're dealing with have already been invented, and what you got now in 1999 is an acceleration of the progress of it. And these people can do some of everything, but even the Bible says that the knowledge will increase. You see what I'm saying? Elijah Muhammad said that they're going to give this devil just enough rope to hang himself.
So can the male sperm be taken by a woman and then later on go to delivered to the clone station or whatever the laboratory?
They don't have to do it that way. Basically, the only thing they need is a cell out of your blood or your hair. So basically, when they tell you to give hair, that's because of the cloning thing. They're putting everybody here on file. They're putting all the blood samples on file in the prisons.
Correct.
Well, that's why the prisons now, new plantations also too. Number one, they're cloning the people in the prison. That's why this brother said that they came and got him one night, and he don't remember what happened to him, but he just woke up in the cell the next morning. Well, obviously that was the clone that woke up. In the movie Johnny 2.0, it shows you that. The Jeff Fahey, the clone does not suspect itself to be a clone. But it was interesting because there was a brother from Atlanta. His sister grew up with him, and she says that this brother who grew up with her, and she's 35 now, something, or 30, in her early 30s. This brother's thinking he's in his 20s. He don't even know his birthday. So most of the African leaders that they got that's killing the people like that, that's the clone. So what they can do is they can go in and they can start these wars in Africa by cloning a certain group of people. And they go and do all this stuff that's going on, and you would never suspect that it's the white man. Meanwhile, you call for the white man help, and he come in and clean up the job. So basically, we're talking about all the stuff, most of the things you see that's going on out here, they're senseless, and black people is going crazy on the continent. Black people is going crazy in Haiti. Black people is going crazy here. That's because those are the clones. And they'll use the clone to create a situation to label all the people. You see what I'm saying? These are things that's going on. But in actuality, these new things here, this new thing here is government. All a part of the same system. It's T.D. Jakes. This is government. Number one, they knew that the Afrocentric movement, the resurgence of the Nation of Islam, and all these particular things, that black people was getting into knowledge that was alternative to what the same old good old religion was doing. So what they had to do, they waited till the Afrocentric movement kind of died down a little bit, and then they had to create a new preacher, charismatic, young, like I say, new types of suits on with 8 buttons and stuff. talking about women, him, T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, Victor Edlon, and all these black young preachers, and they could come in and do the mind control thing to take people back to doggone slavery. Into thinking they go into hell. And this is the reason and all, and these people are charging enormous amounts of money. And this is all a part of mind control that the government is doing to get people out of their own African science, because to be a true Christian, you got to not believe in Africa, and all that has to be evil.
Yeah, you're right.
Egypt got to be evil, the Africans got to be pagans and evil people. And to be a true Christian, you got to do that. That's why you got all the Africans on the continent running around with white Jesus Christ and all. That's all a form of doggone mind control and slavery. So basically, this is to wipe out the progress that the Afrocentric community has done. You see what I'm saying also too. Now let me give you another one. This new thing here, is the new face of America. And they got all these people that's not black, not white. They in between, Hispanic and all this. All these people with mixed families, mixed parents. The blending races make a true melting pot. So somehow they want America to become not black or white, but some kind of beige type of race.
Correct.
You see, and this is what this whole shit is about. You see, this is what this whole thing is about. This is USA Today, September the 7th, 1999, Tuesday. This thing here to show you that the whole gang thing was government propaganda. They used the whole gang propaganda along with the rap to wipe out and to put the drugs and to wipe out America inner cities. So as a result, Mandela, who ain't nothing but the white man's nigga too, and probably a clone. Because you know they had to get rid of Winnie and all other revolutionary freedom fighters in South Africa. As a result, they become the #1 recipient of AIDS more than any other part of Africa, but yet they was isolated from Africa when the rest of Africa got AIDS. So how the hell they gonna come down with the most AIDS? When up until their 1990, they was isolated from the rest of Africa, and still is in a way. So what does that mean? That means that they're using the AIDS and gang warfare and crack and all that stuff to wipe out the South Africans. So when you see this particular picture here, you would think this particular picture is coming from LA, with a picture of Tupac Shakur and these people throwing up these gang signs. But you don't realize this is a picture coming from South Africa. And they're using this gang thing there now, the same thing that we went through in the late 80s, early 90s, they're using on a huge proportion in South Africa to kill off the people through genocide. The crack, the AIDS, the gang warfare, the drive-by shootings, and everything that went down in our community. In here, it's interesting that they talk about all these places that are being shut down in Philadelphia. All these particular buildings and stuff and all, because all these major cities are depopulated. Check this out, because they come on TV a day before and still is saying that America's economy is the greatest it's been in 30 years. That means in actuality, it's not that well, see, the point is, no, they're not lying. If you understand the science on this thing, they're not lying. It's a lie when we look at poor people, yes. But we got to understand this particular part. If they got rid of the poor people, they don't have an unemployment problem anymore anyway. That's right. There you go. That's the key. That's the mystery. When they say they don't have an unemployment problem, it means because they don't have unemployed people. You see? Because they got rid of the doggone people. And they announced that on CBS News also too. Now, going right along, I want to deal with this particular stuff because we got a lot to cover. There's a timeline on the Clone Wars, and you the timeline on the Clone Wars, and you want to get the timeline on the Clone Wars, you need to get the Star Wars. You want to get the it's a Star Wars book called the it's a Star Wars book that's dealing with the actual screenplays. The Star Wars screenplay book, and in that book they draft, and because being in the book they draft each time when each movie was made. And the first movie, George Lucas' first draft, was May 1973. And he completed it on February 5th, 1977. The second one, that was Star Wars. The next one, Empire Strikes Back, was drafted November 28, 1977, which was my birthday, might I add. And he completed it completed it in 1979, 1980. The last movie, Return of the Jedi, was drafted on February 20th, 1981, and he completed it in 1982, 1983. And what I'm trying to tell you is this. This is a timeline in this particular Star Wars screenplays book that in actuality, what they're actually talking about here is this timeline from May 1973 to 1983 was a timeline of when they had this major Clone War. This major Clone War. Now, I want to say some things because I want to recap this because you got to understand this when we go and study the tape. We still on the hard copy. This is the last page of the hard copy, and we go into some higher science, but I want to get into this particular part here. On this Clone War thing because we synthesized this thing. Number one, between the mid-70s, or let's say the early 70s, or somewhere around May 5th of 1975 is when they really got on the way. Not May 5th, January 5th, 1975, up until like the mid-80s, somewhere like 1983 was the completion of this thing, of this Clone War thing. Literally, and I want you to backtrack, I want you to use your mind, I want you to go back in history to try to understand this. We got all kind of jokes and stuff out now, and we got all kind of reality of what we call so-called ghetto people. You know what I'm saying? You know you ghetto and you do this and you do that and all, and in actuality, you actually got a different class of people. You got a ghetto person, and you got a person that's an upward mobile or just a person with common sense. Don't have to have no money. What I'm trying to make is this ghetto person that we have grown used to, a so quote-unquote ghetto person, that become this butt of all jokes, we didn't have that person 20 years ago. Remember that goddamn black people were all the same motherfucking people in the 1960s. Shut out everything. Can you understand what the fuck I'm saying? Now listen to this shit.
It's like they're cast.
Right.
You didn't have all motherfucking black people was poor.
Right.
And I also mentioned in all my lectures that the 70s was the only time when you could be poor and be the same level as all black people.
Right.
Virtually all black people were the same up until somewhere around the mid-80s where we got a separation where you got some people that was alienated in their jobs.
Right.
And then you got this other people that shut out. It's a new phenomenon.
Yeah, right.
So a people now, wait a minute, now how can you have a people here? Now look at this. You got a people now with a total different behavioral pattern from you.
Yeah, that's right.
Them motherfuckers, man, is goddamn insane. You see these niggas? But if you go back to damn 1975, let's go back to damn 1979, 1980, they didn't exist.
Right.
All what you know of, look, you got all these jokes on ghetto people.
Yeah.
Ghetto used to be a place where all black people in all age classes, all doggone income stayed because we was all trying to goddamn do something. You see what I'm saying? Now, how is it that you can take a people and in 1975 you basically got the same people and all of a sudden somewhere in the mid-80s you got two different classes of people. One that look like they come from England and another motherfucker look like they come straight out of a damn zoo. Not unless somebody literally came in and created a prototype of a person that you call a ghetto person. And if you go to LA, St. Louis, Atlanta, Philly, or whatever, it's the same prototype of this same person. You see where I'm coming from? information, because we got a lot of this stuff on the Clone Wars we've been dealing with here. But first of all, let me give you some stuff if I can read this stuff, because I didn't write this out, but when I start channeling, this stuff start coming, and it's just crazy. But then I go back and rewrite it out. But let me give you some of this, because we got a lot to deal with. The Clone Wars started in the projects in 1973. That's just number one. What happened was this. How did this thing happen? First of all, if you understand the history of the project, what is this word? Housing project, but it's a project. It means that it's a project to put all kind of shit on the damn people. Experiments. Now that just means that all the people in the project, it means the majority of them, but there's always people that fall between the cracks. Now how is that? You see what I'm saying? It's just people that fall between the cracks. So so not everybody from the project was cloned, but the majority of them motherfuckers, they cloned them, and guess what they cloned them? The projects became your number one cloning centers. Right there in the projects. They replaced now listen to what I'm trying to say here. They took one group of people and replaced it with another group of people, and these people emerged somewhere in the late 80s totally different than anything you've seen. Just straight up motherfucking zombies and crazy. And all of a sudden black people got problems with other black people.
Yes, where we didn't have before.
Before they got problems with the white man.
That's right.
And we had our little problems, jealous, but it was never people that you couldn't live with. Right. That means somebody took a group of people, the majority of the poor people, that made a whole other human being. Yes. This is some amazing shit. Yes. So it started in the projects. You see what I'm saying? Which is the right place, because the projects is what? It's a concentration camp. Right. And a reservation. Yeah. It's the right place that is isolated enough that they can go in and they can clone people. The evidence is based on the behavior of the people today is different than that of the people in the projects in the 1970s. Projects is the place everybody hung out. The ghetto was the place that people hung out. You understand what I'm saying? The people in the projects in the 1970s was just regular black people. Yeah. Not really different from any other black middle class or any other black people, poor. You see what I'm saying? But even if you didn't even stay in the project and was poor, it was all the same people. Suddenly in the late 80s or the mid 80s, you started getting a total behavior separation from two classes of people. This is some amazing shit here. Yes, it is. Yes. And it's all based on these clone wars. They literally, if you can understand where I'm coming from here, this is some shit. You got a total separation from two classes of people. And the behavior of the ghetto became different than the behavior of so-called upward mobile people, or people that lived on the periphery that was still poor. And became a stigma, and basically it also the butt of all jokes. And basically every stereotype that the white man used to say about us, and we said it was not true in the 70s and the 60s, right. These motherfucking black people are fitting the goddamn stereotype. When you get around on them, you're embarrassed. That's true. Niggas acting like damn fools.
He's stupid. Yeah, man. What's up, y'all? Shit, man. Yeah, man, they got Gucci, man. Oh, y'all can tell. Who is that? Hobson? It's not looking too good for Goo Up, man. They already done came in and swapped them out, so now they like, shit, let's close the file. Close this record deal. Let's close this record label down, man. Let's close this file. I ain't tripping. They already ruined a bunch of rappers' lives. Now it's time to close the whole operation down. You know what I'm saying? Once they get enough of them corralled up, federal charges and all that stuff, man, they got you straight to the cloning facility. And now they really want to get you in the cloning facility because they technology up. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get you in there. They got an open slot for you. Somebody like Guap. Remember he had that bubblegum shrimp lip. Remember the real Guap had that bubblegum shrimp lip. Now all of a sudden his lip straight. All of a sudden he got a straight. Now he got a skinny lip. Man. Yeah, remember Guap had that big fat popcorn shrimp lip. That bottom lip. Now all of a sudden that bottom lip ain't all fat and droopy no more. Man, that ain't no damn Gucci, man. He was smoking all that good popcorn dro back in the day. How his lip gets shrunken. Man. Yeah, man, it's not looking too good for Goo. Guap 2.0. Yeah, man, it's not looking too good for Guap. Baby Guap used to have that big bottom lip. The real Guap used to have that big bottom lip. You know what I'm saying? talking about who cares? We care. Y'all need to know about this stuff, man. Y'all need to know them clones out there, man.
3 months salary for a rig, that is such an unrealistic expectation.
You know what I'm saying? It's not looking too good for Goo. You know what I'm saying? Goo used to have that big bottom lip. Whoever they released in 2016, that ain't no damn Gucci man. Ain't no way. Damn it, Hobson, is that you? Remember they offered Hobson a chance to wear that Gucci suit. Nah, I don't think it's a suit though. I think it's something else. I think it's one of my other types of clones. I don't think he got hit with the I don't think he got hit with the masked clone. Cause that one to be a little bit suspicious. The masked clone. I ain't gonna put it past him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he's got on a mask. I think he's another type of clone. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I got the 11 different types of clones. Cause it's different types. And it's the Clone Wars. You know what I'm saying? And that's the one that everybody thinks Gucci Man is. They think he got Hobson got on a Gucci suit and he took over Gucci's place, but nah, I don't think that's it. Did something happen to Gucci? Yup. But did he get swapped out with Hobson? I don't think so. But they do got masked clones out there. But I don't think that's what took place with Gucci. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta know the different types of clones. But yeah, man. It's not looking too good for Goo Up.